Welcome to 10-minute core workout. I've never taught crunches. Did you know the army no longer teaches crunches? There are so many better ways to strengthen your core, and we're going to do just a few of them today. You have an optional single prop, and that is a Pilates ball. I like to let them be a little flat, so don't blow them up completely. But you could also use a smaller, similar sized beach ball that is a bit on the flatter side. But this is not necessary. It is just optional, and I will give you the options for both. All right, let's get started. We're going to start lying on our back. I'm going to start with the easiest exercise, and you have the option to move up to the more challenging ones. Have your knees be over your hips and lift your feet so your legs are at a right angle. Try not to keep your feet lower or higher, but keep them at a right angle. And we're going to begin by engaging your core, which means if you see my correct core video, you're engaging the pelvic floor and the lower abdominals. In yoga, that's called Mula Bandha Uddiyana Bandha. So you're engaging both of them and trying to push your spine onto the mat. And then keeping that leg at the same angle, you're going to lower one at a time and tap the heel and lift it up and then lower the other. And each time you have to keep engaging that spine down, flatten it out toward the mat. It's tricky to do. It's harder than it looks. You want to keep pushing that spine down to the mat. Now, if you've come up in like the gym world, the tendency is you want to push it and straighten your legs straight away. But start here with them bent because there's a lot in this in terms of doing it correctly. Now, if you would like to go up from here, then you're going to take both legs down and tap at the same time. Now, if at any point any of these exercises start to hurt your lower back, you need to go back one or reduce it down because your back starts taking over when your core cannot support the movement you're doing. And we don't want that to happen. It's not necessary. Keep it slow. If you rush it, you miss the work. Keep it slow. Last 4. 3. Keep pushing that spine into the mat. 2. And 1. Great job. So now we're going to take it up a notch. You can sit on your hands, or if you have your ball, this is a great time to use the ball. So you're going to put the ball under your sacrum, the back part of your pelvis. So it's not mid-back, it's the back part right about where your tailbone is. Okay? And then you lie down. So what the ball does is it can actually, for a lot of people, make it more comfortable. It also creates a little bit more muscular engagement because you're having to balance. So your pelvic supporting muscles have to engage a little more. Take your legs to the sky. If you don't have a ball, you're going to sit on your hands. We're going to start with single leg lifts. You take one leg down and up. Take the other leg down and up. So your resting place is up high, not down low. So take one leg down and up. The thing I most commonly see that people do is their resting place is at the bottom and then they lift one leg up at a time. This is better. Do this. So again, check in with your back. If you don't have a ball, you should be sitting on your hands, palms facing down. Now, can you pull your belly button in just a little bit? Doesn't have to be much. So here are some options if this is too much for you already, is you keep a little bend in the knee. So the less distance away from your hips, the easier it is to lift. So you can put a little bend in the knee or you straighten it out. The other option is the higher you stay, the more gentle the move. The lower your range, the harder it is. So if this is not hard enough for you, then stay low. Don't come all the way up. If your back is hurting, then you stay higher, but go low enough where you are working your abdominals. So that's the beauty of these exercises, these leg lifts, is you can tailor them to fit where you are today, because there is no benefit from pushing yourself so much that your back is hurting, other than a sore back. So keep going. So you're lengthening your legs as much as you're able to, and you're taking them as low as you can. So if your back is not hurting, you want to be taking your leg down till it's equal with your hip. And if you have the ball, your foot should not touch the ground. You do not want to do any kind of a back bend here. It shouldn't go to the ground. No, it needs to go to about here at most. And the ball, if you're trying it for the first time, is an adjustment. It's a tricky to balance. But a lot of people, I teach this all the time in my classes because it's working on your stability as well. Now we're going to up it. You can stay in the single leg lift, or you take your left leg low and you begin scissors. So one leg goes up at the same time the other leg goes down, and they cross each other midway. And if you want to turn it into a little bit of a deeper one, you can take them up higher, but that's not necessary. All that does is does a bit of a stretch. Again, you're lengthening your legs as much as you can, and you're pulling your tummy in. Women, especially when we haven't trained mindfully our core, we tend to push our belly out when we're working hard, as we do when we're giving birth, and you want to reverse that and pull it in instead. You're training the muscles in. Okay, so now you're going to shorten this range. So you could stay at the scissors. Again, every option you can skip. But if you turn it into a flutter kick and you keep the range smaller, it's actually more challenging. Your leg muscles, the hip flexors and the supporting muscles of the hips have to engage a little more to keep the range smaller. So you might find this is already harder. Now, if you're up here and you're not feeling it, you need to take your feet down a little bit lower. And then you can stay here, or you can take your flutter kick all the way down. Again, not to the ground if you've got a ball, and all the way up. So now this is much harder. You're taking it all the way down. Make sure you engage your core when your feet are low, and all the way up. And keep going in this way, all the way down. So you're keeping those muscles controlling. So all those leg muscles are working, keeping the range small, but then you're really pushing your core as you bring both feet down for a little bit and both up. So you're also working the psoas here. This is excellent for back pain, working this muscle. Lower back pain, such as sciatica. Great for hip support. But as always, obviously, you're going to consult your doctor if you have any injuries. Taking it down, taking it up. Last 4, take it down, take it up. Last 3, down, up. Last 2, and last 1. Now take your feet together and do a regular leg lift, making sure you're going nice and slow, keeping your core engaged. If something I see a lot is people's feet go down on an angle, so you really want to try and keep that control. Another great add-on here is squeezing your feet together. And so as soon as you swing it like you would in a reverse crunch, you've lost the work. So you want to keep it nice and slow. Don't swing your legs. Again, this is a gym thing I see a lot. People kind of rush through it, but you actually miss a lot of the muscular work because you're using velocity to help you. So better keeping it slow and controlled. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great job. Take the ball out, stretch overhead for a minute. Okay, so another option I'm just going to show you for a leg lift that you can use with your ball is you could put the ball between your knees and do like a bent knee version. You could put the ball between your ankles and do a regular leg lift version, and that's also working the inner thigh a little more. All right, so now we're going to do some plank work because this workout has to be for those who don't have any equipment. So we're going to come on our elbows, You have the option to be on your knees. Now, if you're on your knees, you don't want to be here. You want to have your hips in line as if there's a plank of wood running up your spine. And then from here, if you're in a knee plank, you're going to take your hips up and then hold the plank. This is what the full version looks like. Hold the plank, take it up for a break, hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and up. Back, 5, 4, 3, 2, break. Take your hips up. Take it down for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, break. Take it back for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, break. 2 more. Take it down for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, break. Last one. Come on, stay with me. You got this. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Whew. Great job. And that was it. 10 minutes. You did it. Great job. See you in the next video.